It's me, Nimsoni. Welcome back to another VR video. Today I'm messing around with some physics hands. I've been just working in this little test scenario here where I can just sort of mess around with some physics. We've added some guns with no sounds. The bullet holes still don't track physics objects, so for now they just sort of instantly vanish. Of course, I can just sort of fire around. We've got physics hands that work. You'll notice my character is ridiculously short. This is actually how tall I am, literally in game. That's just for the testing of this place. It's much easier to test when you can actually hit the ground so quickly. So we've got a bunch of Jenga blocks here, which of course, using physics hands, you can literally push out of place. Don't wobble. Yeah. Come on, don't fall. Yes, that's how we do it. 1, 2. Woo! Now that's how we play Jenga. Let's go over this side. 1, 2. Karate chop! And I lost tracking for a moment. I don't know what happened. 1, 2. Yeah! Let's do this the cool way. Yes. And of course we could just go like this and just drop the lot. And of course, for the fun of it, I've decided to add me little physics buoyancy systems as well. Very, very cool. This gun is entirely physics based, so of course it's got that whole physics system. This boat doesn't work too well. This is also probably the first video in a long time where I'm not actually using the walker motion system at all. These buttons are literally physics based, so they are sort of grabbable and sort of pushable, and you can see they actually function like buttons. This of course spawns some weapons. Yep, you just grab the whole pile, drop them like that. We've got a ladder here, which is of course climbable. Yeah. Grab it. And it's quite a heavy ladder, but ignore all of that. We've got poles that we can throw. Now you'll notice the sort of fade-in hand. There's a sort of half-transparent hand here, as well as a much more visible hand. That's I'm just sort of working on this sort of point detector kind of blend in towards your object thing. It doesn't affect the physics directly, but you can see here that the hands stay attached now to your objects. Of course they're still springy, so if I pull it back like this, you get that sort of bow and arrow feel. Yeah, whoop. I didn't... Oh, come on, missed it. This here is a very crude ladder. Again, I'm not actually grabbing these parts, this is just me sort of climbing. And here's something really cool, so let's waddle about. Right, so, come on, let's move. Right, so the hands are actually physics-based hands when it comes to inside water. So basically, as I move my hand up and down like this, sideways, there's barely any force. But if I move them like this, with the palm facing, then you get this sort of force. So, which means I can literally swim like this. I'm not using any sort of analog stick movement at this point. And you can see me down there in a shadow. Of course, we can just push ourselves down and start swimming naturally. You can see here in the shadow that I am literally swimming naturally. I'm using the analog stick to turn, but aside from that, and that's something I can work on as well. Okay, let's swim back to shore there. This is really fun, by the way. It's a bit silly, but you know what? With a lot of effects, this is pretty much how I'd expect to swim in a physics engine. Let's climb out of there. Ooh, And that's probably the whole video. I wanted this to be a pretty short video. I'm just sort of working on this stuff. All of this stuff is really crude and really quickly built. I mean, the buttons and everything, it was all done in like a day. It's all just... And you can see here the bullets just hit the water surface and they don't fall through. The buoyancy system is the same as you've seen in my remod sandbox. So this is eventually what will become the remod sandbox. It's really cool. Ooh, the boat does work. It's a bit heavy though. Let's try and get it in here very quickly. Yeah, as you can see, this board is also quite heavy. Yeah, you can see me crawling. Oh, that's something I wanted to show. So imagine here, I'm not using my analog at all at this point, but you can see that if I drag along the ground, I can quite literally crawl. I just hit my bed there, but yeah, quite literally just crawl. And this is all totally physics based. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, get through all of this. Let's get this very, very heavy boat moving. Of course, a real boat would be about 30 kg. This one's 150, because my character is about 80. And the buoyancy system really isn't good enough yet. Okay, it's way too heavy to move, who cares? You, out of the way. We could float on that one, I guess. It's a bit light though. Yeah, so this one's actually 30 kg. This is what happens if you've got a boat that is not heavy enough. Oh, I'm actually floating. That's probably the hands though. Right, you can go, and you can see even the gun has a lot of physics on it. Ooh. And of course, even while swimming, you can just grab the edges and climb yourself out. It's all physics based. It's amazing. It's just so fun like this. Ooh, 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 ooh. Grab this here, and if we come on, up you go, up you go, up you go. Oh, this is how it feels, I guess, to not be able to swim. Yeah, what I was supposed to show here is that this is just a sort of physics death zone. Of course, if I fall down there, the whole game just crashes. And by crashes, I don't mean crashes. Yep. Well, that's the whole video anyway. And you can see I can shoot the guns from wherever my hand holds them. Goodbye!